According to Gary Chapman, there are 5 love languages. And a love language is basically a way that a person expresses their love for others. It can be towards friends or family or significant others. Words of affirmation is about expressing affection through spoken words. It could be praise or appreciation. And a person who has this love language enjoy words of encouragement, uplifting quotes, love notes, and cute text messages. They feel loved or express their love through words. Quality time is a love language with someone that wants undivided attention, which means that they can feel love or make other people feel love by spending time with them. And this means focusing on their presence and not being on your phone, making eye contact and listening to what they are saying when you are with them. Physical touch is when a person enjoys or expresses their love by touching. It could be holding hands or putting their arm over a shoulder of a friend, or giving a massage after the end of the day. And a person's idea who have this love language of a perfect date includes cuddling in the couch and watching a good movie, and they want to be close to their partner physically.
Next is receiving gifts. Does your partner cry every time you give them a present? Do they cherish every gift you've ever given them? For many partners, giving gifts is the perfect way to materialize your love. A gift represents the feelings of the gift giver. In other words, a cheap, lazy gift shows them that you don't care. On the other hand, a thoughtful and specific gift show how strong your feelings really are and that you've been paying attention. If your partner has this love language, keep a running list of gift ideas. Remember, it's not how expensive your gift is. It's about how much effort you put into it. A thoughtful and emotional gift means more than its price tag or active service. Next is act of service. Does your partner do small favors for you? Do they make you breakfast or write you little notes? An act of services, anything that makes your partner's life easier. Maybe you do the dishes for them or cook a meal for your partner when they're stressed. The chore itself doesn't really matter. It's the message that counts to your partner. That message is like saying, "I love you." So go out of your way to help your partner. If you can do that, your partner will always feel loved.
What would you do for love?
Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
What would you do?
Love, intimacy, and relationships. Love is a human experience and is differently defined and conceptualized. This means that love can be understood by many things. It can be experienced in a subjective way, just like how we think of a star or how we interpret the clouds when we look at it. Some may see the clouds as just the clouds, but some may see the clouds that forms a car. Love is like that. It can be interpreted. It can be experienced very differently from each other. Love is culture universal. What this means is that it is a phenomenon or happening that we can experience love even with different cultures. Our Filipino culture, we can express love by being hospitable. Some may express love by words as love languages. It can be expressed as that. And love is not bound by time. You may feel loved by someone from the past without them being present with you today, tonight, or tomorrow. Even in the future, you can imagine of being loved. Love is not bound by time. Love is not bound by culture. And love is everywhere. So, love is an experience that transcends time and culture.
Likewise, love is also viewed as a social phenomenon. Social phenomenon are the events or experiences within our interaction and relationship to other people. Loving can also be like giving and receiving information to other people to form deeper bonds and to also know each other deeper, and just to understand each other's experiences so that we can also relate to them. Love as an emotion. Love as an emotion is also construed as an emotion. Emotions are basically the physiological responses that we evaluate psychologically as we experience particular life events. So there are also type of emotions which are the joy, sadness, fear, disgust, and danger. So there are also what we call a complex emotion, which are a combination of basic emotions that intricate by circumstances surrounding the experiences, the people involved, and the time where the emotion is experienced. Love as we know it is also an example of a complex emotion.
Love is a complex, multifaceted phenomenon that has fascinated humans for centuries. While it has deep cultural, philosophical, and emotional dimensions, researchers have also explored the neurobiological aspects of love to understand the mechanisms that underlie this powerful human emotion. It's important to note that the neurobiology of love is a rapidly evolving field, and our understanding continues to grow.
Sex is a biological and physiological characteristic that distinguish male and female organism. It involves reproductive function, including the union of gametes, which is sperm and egg, to create offspring. In humans, sex is also associated with gender identity, which goes beyond biological aspects and encompasses societal roles and expectations. In humans, there are typically 23 pairs of chromosomes, and one of these pairs, known as the sex chromosomes, determines an individual biological sex. Females typically have 2 X chromosomes, while the male usually have X and Y chromosomes. So, it's important to approach discussion about sex with sensitivity and respect for diverse perspectives and experiences.
Gender. This social dimension of one's sexuality is referred to as gender. Males are typically expected to be masculine, and females are expected to be feminine. How we express our gender is largely based on our social and cultural settings. Gender identity refers to a person's deeply felt, internal, and individual experience of gender, which may or may not correspond to the person's psychology or designated sex at birth. Gender identity is one important aspect of our gender, is our sense of who we are. We see ourselves as a man, woman, or neither.
And since we all know already about the differences in definition of gender and sex lately, which has been discussed, Right now, we're going to talk about sexual orientation or sexuality this time. So what is that and what is it for? In the broadest sense, sexual orientation, or also known as sexuality on the other term, is basically our description of ourselves on pertaining who we are attracted to in a sexual and an emotional aspect. So it is basically how we describe ourselves in expressing our feelings towards other people, of who we are attracted to and who we find attractive in as a sexual and as an emotional being. So in a factual phase, under the justification of PAP, or also stands for Psychological Association of the Philippines, in the range of ages within 6 years old to 8 years old, we tend already to grow affection to other people, and we already know and we are knowledgeable already for who we are attracted to. So in that specific ages, we know who we want to be with in the future, or we already know what type of gender we are trying to be with. And yes, sexual orientation of a person is deeply personal, and it needs respect from society and from individuals also. It is diverse and it is also complex. So since it is complex and it has a vast space on identifying each, so there are also terminologies that we consider on identifying a specific sexual orientation of a person. So there are three, which are heterosexuality, homosexuality, and bisexuality. So the differences of these are, first, heterosexual people are those people who are attracted in opposite sex. So for example of that is a man that is attracted sexually and emotionally to a woman. Also, a woman is attracted emotionally and sexually to a man. So that's heterosexuality. The homosexuality, on the other hand, is people who are attracted in the same sex as theirs. So examples of these are woman and man that is attracted to, a woman that is attracted to a woman, as well as a man attracted to a man. And the last one is bisexuality, which is being neutral. It is a person or a group of people that is attracted on both sexes. Example of these are women that is attracted emotionally and sexually to women and to men. So that's sexual orientation, and I hope that you understand those.
LGBTQ plus people have always existed, even if the language seems new. Conversations around sexual orientation and gender are nuanced, and the alphabet, if you will, is expanding. The L stands for lesbian, a woman emotionally, romantically, or sexually attracted to other women. G stands for gay, used to describe men attracted to the same sex or anyone attracted to the same or similar genders. Bisexual people attracted to more than one gender. The T stands for transgender, those whose gender identity and/or expression differs from cultural expectations. Being transgender does not imply any specific sexual orientation. Some non-binary people identify as trans, others do not. Q has two meanings. First, queer, a catch-all to include those who do not identify exclusively straight, and are folks who have non-binary or gender-fluid identities. Queer was once used as a slur but has been reclaimed by some in the community. Q can also stand for those questioning their identity. In addition to the LGBT and Q, some also add the letters I and A. I stands for intersex, those born with differences in their sex traits and reproductive anatomy. A or asexual are people who lack a sexual attraction or sexual interest in others. And then there's the plus that leaves room for the other sexual identities and orientations, not covered in the acronym, so there you have it, LGBTQIA+. Hope you enjoyed this alphabet lesson, and happy Pride!